Picture this. You are standing in a world you think you understand. You think you know this time. You have seen it in movies, in paintings, in stories told like poetry. You imagine candles, soft music, a knight kneeling before a lady, a promise whispered in the dark. Love, honor, chivalry. That is what you were told. That is what you believed. But something feels wrong. The silence is too heavy. The walls are too thick. And the doors, they are not meant to keep people out. They are meant to keep things in. You take a step forward. The illusion begins to crack. Because this world was never built on love. It was built on control. You were told that intimacy was private. It was not. You were told it was sacred. It was not. In the medieval world, nothing about the human body was truly your own. Not your choices. Not your future. Not even your touch. Everything had a purpose. Everything had a price. Everything served power. You think of marriage. You imagine two people choosing each other. You imagine affection. But here, marriage is not a feeling. It is a contract, a negotiation, a deal between families, between kingdoms, between men who never ask what you want. You are not the decision maker. You are the decision. You are a daughter. That means you are currency. You are value. You are a solution to a problem you did not create. A war needs to end. You will marry the enemy. A treaty needs to be secured. You will be sent away. An alliance needs to be strengthened. You will become the bridge. Your body becomes the agreement. Your life becomes the signature. And it does not end there. Because even after the wedding, even after the vows, even after the doors close, you are still not free. The room is not empty. It is never empty. There are eyes, watching, waiting, recording. Because in this world, intimacy must be proven, verified, confirmed, not for love, but for legality, for power, for certainty. You thought the night would be yours. It is not. It belongs to witnesses, to doctors, to officials who stand in silence, observing something that should never be seen. You are not a person in that moment. You are evidence. And if the act does not happen, if your body refuses, if fear takes over, then the contract fails, the alliance weakens, the peace breaks, and suddenly, your body is no longer just yours to carry. It is something others depend on, something others control, something others will force, if needed. You begin to understand. Slowly, painfully. This world does not care about love. It cares about results. And this is not just one place, not one kingdom, not one culture. This is everywhere, from the frozen shores of the north, to the vast lands of the east, to the golden courts of empires that call themselves civilized. The rule is the same. Power. Power decides who you belong to. Power decides what happens to you. Power decides how your body will be used. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The poems feel hollow. The stories feel like lies. The romance fades. And what is left behind is something cold, something efficient, something terrifying. Because intimacy in this world is not about connection. It is about control. And this is only the beginning, because what you have seen so far is the gentle version, the surface, the part they allowed you to believe. Now we go deeper, much deeper, into places where the illusion does not even exist, where no one pretends, where the truth is not hidden, only enforced. Stay with us till the end for valuable insights. Like, subscribe, and share to support the channel. The year is cold. The sky is gray. The sea does not move gently. It crashes, hard, endless. You are standing on wet sand. Your feet are bare. You don't remember when you lost your shoes. Behind you, there is smoke. Thick, black, rising into the morning air. That smoke was once your home. You turn back. You shouldn't. But you do. You see what is left. Broken wood, burned roofs, bodies that no longer move. People you knew. People who had names. Now, they are silent. You are 17. Just hours ago, you were someone's daughter. Now, you are something else. Something without a name. A hand grabs your arm. Hard. Too hard. You don't understand the words being shouted. They sound sharp. Rough. Like barking. You don't need to understand them. You understand what is happening. You are being taken. You try to pull away. It does not matter. There are too many of them. Too strong. Too certain. This is not chaos. This is not anger. This is routine. You are pushed forward. Toward the water. Toward a shape rising from the waves. A long ship. Dark wood. Curved like a predator waiting to strike again. You were told stories about these men. Explorers. Warriors. Legends of the sea. But the stories did not feel like this. They did not smell like this. Smoke. Salt. Blood. You are not the only one. There are others. Girls. Women. Some crying. Some silent. Some already gone inside. Not physically, but somewhere deeper. A place where they do not feel anymore. You are shoved onto the ship. The wood is rough beneath your hands. You fall. No one helps you up. No one cares. You look around. There are animals here. Goats. Chickens. Tied down. Terrified. And then it hits you. The realization. Slow. Heavy. Unavoidable. You are not different from them. You are cargo. The ship moves. The land begins to fade. Your land. Your life. Everything you knew. It becomes smaller. And smaller. Until it is gone. No one tells you where you are going. No one explains your future. Because you do not have one. Not in the way you understand. In this world, you are no longer a person under the law. You do not exist as a human being. You exist as property. There is a word for you now. A simple word. Cold. Efficient. Thrall. It means slave. But it also means something else. Something worse. It means you are value. Like silver. Like cattle. Something to be used. Something to be traded. You sit in the dark belly of the ship. The air is thick. Hard to breathe. The sound of waves hitting the wood never stops. Neither do the thoughts in your head. What will happen to you? You don't have to wait long. Because someone answers that question for you. Not with words. With actions. A man steps closer. He looks at you the way someone looks at an object. Checking quality. Measuring worth. You try to move back. There is nowhere to go. This is not random. This is not loss of control. This is allowed. Expected. Normal. Because in this world, your body belongs to whoever took it. Fully. Completely. Without consequence. You hear stories whispered in the dark. From others who have been here longer. Stories of what happens next. If your captor dies, you might be given to another. As inheritance. Like land. Like gold. If he kills your husband, you might become his wife. Not by choice. By rule. There is even a word for that. A word that sounds almost gentle. But it is not. Owned woman. You close your eyes. But sleep does not come. Only images. Only fear. Only the understanding that nothing will stop this. Days pass. Or maybe weeks. Time does not feel real anymore. The ship finally stops. You are dragged out into a place you do not know. A city. Loud. Busy. Alive. But not for you. This place is not your rescue. It is your destination. A market. You are lined up, next to others. Your wrists are examined. Your face is turned. Your body is checked. Like livestock, people walk past, looking, pointing, discussing, and then you hear numbers. Prices. This is how much you are worth. Not who you are. Not what you feel. Not what you remember. Just a number. You understand now. Fully. Completely. There is no illusion left. You were not taken by accident. You were taken by design. This is a system. Organized. Structured. Efficient. A world where people are turned into things. And no one questions it. But this is only one part of the story. One place. One system. Because far to the east, there are men who do not just take people. They take something much bigger. The future itself. The land is quiet. Too quiet. No smoke. No screams. No chaos. That is what makes it worse. You are standing inside a city that has already lost. The walls are still there. The buildings still stand. But something is missing. Resistance. Hope. Choice. The gates are open. Not broken. Opened. Deliberately. They did not need to force their way in. Because everyone already knew what would happen if they didn't. You hear footsteps. Slow. Ordered. Precise. Not like raiders. Not like the men from the sea. These men move differently. They do not rush. They do not shout. They do not waste energy. Because they already won. You are in Bukhara. Or maybe another city like it. It does not matter. The outcome is always the same. The soldiers enter. But they do not begin with fire. They begin with lists. Names. Ages. Categories. This is not destruction. This is organization. You are gathered with others. Women. Girls. Some older. Some barely grown. All afraid. All waiting. But there is no panic from the men in charge. No confusion. No hesitation. Because this has been done before. Many times. A man steps forward. Not a warrior. A scribe. He holds ink. Paper. Tools of record. He does not look at your face. He looks at your body. Calculating. Classifying. You begin to understand. This is not random. This is policy. There are groups. Clear. Defined. If you are young, you are placed in one line. If you are older, another. They do not ask your story. They do not care where you came from. They care about one thing. What you can produce. Because in this system, women are not just taken. They are processed. You feel a hand grab your wrist. Tight. Cold. Something sharp touches your skin. A mark. Permanent. You are no longer just a person. You are inventory. You look around. Some are crying. Some are shaking. Some are completely still. You try to understand what is happening, but your mind resists it. Because the truth is too heavy. This is not about today. This is about tomorrow. The man behind all of this understood something simple. Something terrifying. If you control the women, you control the future. This is not war as you imagined it. This is something else. Something deeper. You are moved. Not into cages. Not into cells. Into caravans. Long lines of movement. Cats. Tents. People. All traveling together. It looks like a city. A moving city. But there is no freedom here. This is where the system continues. You are given food. Water. You are kept alive. Not out of kindness. Out of necessity. Because your survival has value. There are people here who watch closely. Who record everything. Every change. Every detail. Time passes. Your body changes. And when it does, they notice. Nothing is private. Nothing is yours. Every moment is monitored. Every outcome is expected. This is not chaos. This is design. You hear whispers, numbers, stories, hundreds, thousands, more. Cities emptied, populations absorbed, not destroyed, rewritten. You start to see it, the pattern, the scale. This is not about taking land. It is about replacing it. New children are born, but they are not seen as yours. They belong to the system. If they look a certain way, they are kept, raised, integrated. If not, they disappear. No one explains where. No one needs to. You feel something break inside you. Not loudly, not suddenly, quietly, slowly, because now you understand. Completely. You are not here by accident. You are not even here for yourself. You are here to create something else. Something that will outlive you. You are a tool. A living one. And this system, this machine, it does not stop. It grows. With every city. With every conquest. With every life it absorbs. You once thought power meant strength. Weapons. Armies. Victory. Now you see it differently. Power is control over what comes next. And nothing controls the future more than the people who give birth to it. The silence returns. Heavy. Unmoving. Because there is nothing left to say. Nothing left to resist. Only one truth remains. This was never about destruction. It was about ownership of tomorrow. But not every system looks like this. Not every place is so obvious. Some are louder, more crowded, more alive. Places where thousands gather, where people cheer, where entertainment hides something much darker. Places where power wears a different mask. And there, what happens is just as controlled, just as deliberate, but far more visible. The noise hits you first. Loud, overwhelming, alive. You are standing inside a place built for entertainment. A massive arena. Stone rising in every direction. Seats filled with thousands. Voices merging into one endless roar. People are cheering, laughing, calling out, waiting for something to begin. You might think this is joy. It is not. This is hunger. You look down. At the center. The stage. It is empty. For now. But not for long. You are not here by choice. You never were. You were brought here. Pushed into a world that calls this normal. A girl stands beside you. Small. Too small. Her hands are shaking. She cannot be more than 10. No one around you questions this. No one looks away. Because here, this is acceptable. The gates open. The crowd grows louder. Excited. Anticipating. The performance begins. You are told to step forward. Your body feels heavy. Your legs do not want to move. But they do. Because they have learned something important. Resistance changes nothing. You step into the light. The noise becomes sharper. Closer. More focused. Thousands of eyes. All on you. You feel exposed. Not just physically, but completely. There is nowhere to hide. This is not private. This is not hidden. This is the point. In this place, your body is not something to protect. It is something to display. You hear laughter, coins hitting the ground, voices shouting. You do not understand all the words, but you understand enough. They are not seeing you as a person. They are seeing you as a performance, something to consume. This is the Hippodrome, the center of life, the center of power. But power here does not look like kings or soldiers. It looks like a crowd, and the crowd decides what has value. A girl steps forward. She knows what to do, or at least she has been taught. Her movements are practiced, controlled, empty. This is not art. This is survival. You watch her, and something inside you shifts, because you realize something terrifying. This is not forced chaos. This is structured, legal, accepted. There are rules here, clear ones. If you perform, you survive. If you please them, you are rewarded. If you fail, you disappear. Simple, cold, efficient. You begin to understand how deep this goes. This is not just about control of the body. It is about control of attention. Because if people are entertained, they do not question. If they are distracted, they do not see the system behind the spectacle. And the system, it feeds on this. There are people watching more carefully than the crowd, not cheering, not reacting, observing, learning, watching how desire works, how men react, how power shifts when emotions take over. One of them is a girl, young, quiet, invisible to most, but she is paying attention. She sees things others do not. She sees how powerful men lose control, how their decisions change, how their judgment weakens. She learns something valuable, something dangerous. Desire is a weakness, and weakness can be used. Time passes. The performances continue, day after day, year after year. Some break, some disappear, some adapt, and a few learn. They do not fight the system. They understand it. They move within it, carefully, patiently, until one day, they are no longer at the bottom. They rise, not by strength, not by freedom, but by knowledge, by understanding how power really works. Because power is not always loud. It is not always force. Sometimes, it is observation. Sometimes, it is patience. Sometimes, it is knowing exactly when someone is weak and using it. You stand there, still, watching, learning, or maybe just surviving. It becomes hard to tell the difference, because in a place like this, survival is not escape. It is transformation, and transformation comes with a cost. You are no longer who you were. You cannot be, because now you have seen too much, understood too much, and once you understand how the system works, you can never go back to ignorance. The noise continues, the crowd roars, the spectacle never stops, but behind it all, there is something colder, quieter, control, always control. But not all control is public. Not all of it is loud. Some of it hides behind walls. Thick ones, cold ones, places where silence is enforced, where rituals replace emotion, where even the most powerful are not free. The walls are higher here, smoother, cleaner, no cracks, no signs of damage. Everything looks perfect. That is the first lie. You stand inside a palace, wide halls, soft carpets, golden patterns on every surface. It feels rich. It feels powerful. It feels safe. It is not, because this place does not run on chaos. It runs on rules, strict ones, unbreakable ones. You are no longer in a village, or a battlefield, or an open arena. You are inside a system, a machine, and every person inside it is a part. You are given a new name, not the one you were born with. That one is gone. Your past is removed. Your language fades. Your memories become dangerous. Because here, identity is a problem, and problems are erased. You are trained, slowly, carefully, how to speak, how to move, how to stand, even how to look at others. There are rules for everything. How many words you can say, how low you must bow, how long you must stay silent. You learn quickly, because you have to. Mistakes are not forgiven. They are corrected. You are not alone. There are others. Hundreds. Girls who arrived just like you. Taken. Changed. Rebuilt. Some have been here for years. Some for decades. They move differently. Speak less. Feel less. Because this place shapes you. Breaks you. Then rebuilds you into something useful. You begin to understand the structure. There is a hierarchy. Clear. Rigid. At the top. One man. Everything leads to him. Everything exists for him. Below him. Layers. Ranks. Positions. Each with a purpose. Each with limits. You are placed somewhere in that structure. Not at the top. Never at the top. But not at the bottom either. Because here, even being chosen, is part of the system. Time passes. Days blend into each other. Then months. Then years. You stop counting. Because time here does not belong to you. It belongs to the machine. You see things. Things that make you understand how complete this system is. Women who arrived as children. Now old. Still inside. Still waiting. Waiting for something that will never come. Freedom. They were not forgotten by accident. They were designed to be forgotten. Because memory is dangerous. And the system removes danger. Even the most powerful are not free here. You hear stories. Whispers. Of princes. Locked away. Hidden. Not because they are weak. But because they are a threat. Potential rulers. Potential chaos. So they are kept inside. Alive. But not living. Waiting for a moment that may never arrive. This is what control looks like. When it is perfected. Not loud. Not violent. Complete. Everything is planned. Everything is managed. Even emotion. You see it in yourself. The way you react. The way you stop reacting. The way fear becomes normal. The way silence becomes comfort. Because the machine does not just control your body. It reshapes your mind. Until you no longer question. Until you no longer resist. Until you become part of it. And that is the final stage. Not when you are taken. Not when you are forced. But when you accept. When the system no longer needs to push you. Because you move exactly how it wants. Without being told. You stand in the middle of it all. And you realize something. Something heavy. Something final. This world was never built on love. Not in the way you were told. It was built on control. On systems. On power that shapes lives without asking. From the shores where people were taken. To the moving cities that controlled the future. To the arenas that turned bodies into spectacle. To the chambers where intimacy became law. To this place, where everything is managed. It is all connected. Different forms. Same truth. Power decides. Who you are. What you become. What happens to you. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The past feels different now. The stories you were told. They feel incomplete. Because they left something out. The most important part. The people who had no choice. Their silence fills these walls. These halls. These memories. And that silence is not empty. It is heavy. Because it carries everything that was never said. Everything that was never recorded. Everything that was lived. But never acknowledged. You stand there. Still. And for the first time. You understand. History is not just kings. Not just wars. Not just victories. It is bodies. It is control. It is power shaping lives in ways no one wants to remember. The past is not gone. It is still here. Quiet. Watching. Waiting. Because silence does not mean something did not happen. It only means people stopped listening. If you enjoy dark untold history, subscribe because we uncover what others won't.